Morning again, it's me again, Teresa, for my 1/2/3 video for Thanksgiving. It may not even be my last one, oh my god. And a lot of these things sort of tie together, but this one should be kind of simple and hopefully you'll find it exciting too. Right now what I'm on kick for is making goals for myself for 2019. So I got so much clarity. I'm really great. One of the things I'm grateful for on this Thanksgiving, believe it or not, is the clarity of that little emotional roller coaster that I just made a big long video about, where I had an amazing, magical, unexpected moment with boys at a skate park. And then the next day I had an unexpectedly awful emotional crash related to my life as a writer. And then in that emotional crash, I was able to see the difference between what I need as a personal human being and what I need to do as a professional writer. And I was able to see what negative beliefs were screwing me on both sides. Like, keeping those two things muddy in that way was actually kind of dicking both of them up a little bit. So super useful and beneficial, and I feel really grateful for that. It brings me right to a great place of clarity for today, the ritual day to be grateful for things. I am very grateful for the home that I have, for my foster parents who will never let me down. You know, I'm healthy. I'm able to reclaim my health. I'm fucked up in a lot of ways, but I can still do a lot of amazing things. I can still make myself happy every day. So my goals for 2019, I'm going to talk now about my writing goals. I'll probably set some other personal goals too, but really it's my writing goals that need to move forward first, I think. So I have a few things up from different attempts that I've made to make lists of how I can move forward with publishing the books that I've already put out. That stuff is actually outdated. Some of how I thought things were going to go versus how things actually went, you know, it's two different things. So I need to take down the old poster boards and just toss them out with the old, in with the new. And then I'm going to put my goals right up on the wall where I can see them, whether I'm working or in my bed. Like, I have a one-room apartment, so it's, you know, whether I'm at my desk or at the bed, I can see that same wall. So I'm going to do that mind mapping and goal setting stuff, and I'm going to have them formalized and written out, because it's one thing to just kind of like, oh yeah, I have goals, I'd like to do this, yeah, I'm going to make this my goal, and just refusal to formalize it is just kind of a just a way of letting yourself know that you're not taking it even a little bit seriously. Okay, because if you want to like commit to a goal, if you really want to see something happen in your life, I recommend you write it down in writing. Something about putting things in writing makes them feel committed. So there's a writer that I really like a lot. He's an independent writer, and he talks about how to market yourself, which that's what I need to do, right? I realized in this last little kerfuffle with the getting rejected one more time that I really need to master my marketing skills, and I need to practice that on, I realize emotionally, I need to practice that on books that are not about things that are really important to me personally. I need to like do something neutral, something where the stakes are much, much lower. And I was given a perfect idea of how to do a series of books, but I'll get back to that in a minute. So I'm going to talk about what Chris was sharing in his independent author. Chris Fox shares on his independent author channel, like how he does motivation, goal setting. He has a lot of nice videos. But one thing he said is he does 10x. So like, if you think of what would be a nice challenging goal for yourself, and then you set that, and it's realistic and challenging, okay? So if I say I'm going to do 12 books in 2019, that I'm a person who lives with multiple disabilities, and I've only published 2 books before. Like I said, a lot of stuff didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. Some things worked, some things didn't work. Things have changed since then. So I'm kind of starting all over, and I think 12 books in 1 year, that's a lot for anybody, because I mean, I'm not writing like full-length novels, but a couple of them are going to be. At least one of them is going to be like a full-length novel. And then I have another full-length novel already written that will need to be re-edited, and that can be published. So, you know, I have a lot to do. I think 12 is really a lot for somebody, again, who lives with multiple disabilities and cannot actually hold down full-time employment. So I'm hoping that this can turn into something where I can create a certain passive income for myself through various books that I can produce. And some of the books can be produced simultaneously, especially the nonfiction books, which are going to be about this kind of sewing that I do, which I have to work on my marketing. I have to figure out how to make this, how to explain exactly what this is and how easy it is to do and why you'd want to do it. And I need to come up with a few different patterns so that I can make, you know, I just need to figure out how to market this, how to chop it up and package it, and how to sell it. I need to come up with some kind of a cute gimmick or a name or some way for people to resonate with it. And that's what writers do. So, but then there's also the needlework part of that, which is totally relaxing, very super fun. And I get to connect with one of my spirit guides, one of my favorite dead people, the beautiful needleworker, Thérèse de Dilmont. Now, that I could probably write a whole book about, because I am a Catholic woman named Teresa, as was my grandmother, who I'm named after, as was her grandmother, who she's named after. And Thérèse is another version of Teresa, because Thérèse de Dilmont was from Austria. And so Catholic women who have the name Teresa, we have like multiple heavy hitter Catholic saints with that name. And so it's kind of a special Catholic sorority of a very deep mystical flame that we shared. So on that level, it's very easy for me to connect with her. And also, I love her needlework. I love her patterns. She was trained at the Royal School of Austria. Literally, her needlework is fit for a queen. Speaking of all the feudalism and how women were cradle-to-grave servants in old Europe, which is how, you know, they had this idea that they would then enslave other people too. So, but anyway, that's a lovely thing where I get to do a certain body of work that I will enjoy anyway, the stitching and the sewing. I'm going to have to figure out how to videotape it, how to market it. I have my work cut out for me, but by gosh, I am planning to get 12 of these done. Now, some of them are going to be these kind of patterns. Some of them are going to be astrology books. I have a whole line of astrology and tarot type of books planned for my other author name. But overall, there's going to be at least 12 books published by me during 2019. Okay, that's my goal. Now, haha. That one goal obviously involves a lot of other things, as I just mentioned, marketing. The key takeaway, the key that I think is going to be my success here, is that I learned in this last little roller coaster kerfuffle that I just had that I need to do something that has a neutral emotional charge for me, or pleasant emotional charge, like that stitchery that I get to do with my dearly beloved dead lady, Thérèse de Dilmont, the absolute maestress of all of this. So, but she's not necessarily the marketer. She's the encyclopedic stitcher. So I'm going to have to do my own little work. And that actually feels fun. Finding a way to convey my love and my greatness of this stitching that I have so much fun doing, and putting that into the patterns, which even if I don't do a great job, I think will sell, because these are very good patterns. But I'm smarter than the average bear, and I get to go ahead and make them very clever and charming and find some way to really entice people. And that will teach me how to do marketing, which I can then apply to genre fiction and fucking astrology books and postcards and whatever else I want to make. Okay? So in other words, this is all going in a great direction. So the thing with goal setting that I have learned from one of the people whose blogs I like to follow on YouTube, his name is Chris Fox. Sorry if I mentioned that before. I've made this video a few times and I forget what I've already said. But Chris Fox has an idea that he got from somewhere that he talked about 10xing, which is when, like my goal I just said is 12 books, which is ambitious again for a multiply disabled person. But if you 10x that, then you say, okay, well then I'll publish 120 books. Now, if 12 is a challenge for me, you know, 120 is really not going to happen. It's just not. You know what I mean? One of my other goals this year for 2019, personal goal, is going to be to get an automobile. I need a car of some kind. I need my own transport. So by this logic, then, I will need to get 10 cars. And as soon as I thought about that, like, if I can't get one car, how in the hell am I going to get 10 cars? But, you know, everything can be done where there's a will, there's a way. You know what I mean? As soon as I had the idea about maybe I'll just get 10 cars, the next thing that followed was, you know, there's this new service where it's almost like Uber, except you can rent out your car. Like, there's no law against me owning 2 or 3 cars and holding 2 of them as rental cars that I can rent to people all day long when I don't ever use them. You know what I mean? Or if one of my cars break down, I have another one. That's good shit, Maynard. So that's an idea. And it may not ever go that way. I need to get one car for myself. I don't know if I want to have the hassle of owning 3 vehicles, but it's possible. So just a possibility. I just liked it that as soon as I thought about something I had not considered, it popped and busted wide open, and a whole new opportunity was there that I had not considered before. That's when your higher self is talking to you, when you think about things and they immediately expand. Bang. Now you're in business. Now you're heading in the right direction. That's when your higher self is telling you warmer, warmer, warmer. Okay? So, I'm excited about doing the marketing with these books of Therese. I'm excited that I get to spend more time with her coaching me on how to do them, because the thing is, she produced these encyclopedic manuals of how to do this sort of thing. She was a genius of this, and she died at like age 46, I think. I don't really know what exactly happened with her. But you know, her work really speaks for itself. She published these incredible books on so many different styles of work. Really, she was brilliant. So bringing those older patterns to life is really overdue. It's going to be extremely satisfying for me, and it's virtually no risk, because even if other people think this work is too hard and they don't trust it, that's, I think, the biggest risk, is that people won't get how easy this is to do. So that's my task, is to make it understood how easy and pleasant that is to do. If you can do knitting, you can do this, believe me. So that's the thing. And we'll see where this goes, you know? So what they found out about this 10xing, I guess, according to Chris, is that if you set a goal of 12 and you 10x it to say, I want 120, or I want 1 car, no, I want 10 cars, so I need to publish 120 books and get 10 cars. It's a little foolish, because it's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But what they have found, I guess, is that if you think you can do 12 and then you set out to do 120, a lot of people will end up doing 30 or 40, which is a hell of a lot better than 12, you know what I mean? So that seems a little counterintuitive to me, but I'm definitely going to go for it. I'm definitely just going to play this game of seeing how successful I can be. I think that eliminating my negative beliefs, keeping my boundaries straight, keeping myself on a good emotional keel, keeping my emotional problems out of my brain, that's going to work really well for me. So I'm excited, and I would like to hear what you guys think about this. What do you think about setting goals? What do you think about rethinking what your opportunities are? Because that's really the greatest thing your higher self does for you, is gives you new opportunities. For example, I had never thought that I could be a genre fiction writer before, because I pick up a lot of genre fiction books, and it's almost like there's one lady that, I'm not going to mention her name, but my foster mom fucking loves her books, which are aimed at women, yeah. They're pop, I don't know what you want to call them, pop type of novels, and but they're genre fiction. So I picked up one of those books, and my foster mom cannot wait for another one of those shitty books to drop. They're horrible. They're all the same, and they're so, like, they're just offensive. They're just offensive to me. Like, when I read those poorly constructed words on that page, and I didn't even realize at that time that there were a bajillion other ones exactly like it, but it looked so like a first draft. It looked like a rough draft, like she hadn't run spell check, like basic sentence construction issues. Like, no, this is like fucking, I would red pen the shit out of this book, okay? And that person makes more money than Elvis. It just drove me crazy as a writer. But genre fiction doesn't have to be that, you know what I mean? Genre fiction can be amazing. So I'm reading Carrie right now, as I mentioned in the other video, and I'm considering writing romance novels, and the other one that I never thought I could write, horror. You know what I mean? I never thought I could write either one of those two, because I didn't think I could stomach reading them. But actually, I totally can. And that's for another video. But yeah, look at how that just opened up new opportunities for me. So that's how you can tell when your higher self is telling you, yes, you're on the right track, is things feel warmer, more exciting, more wide open, more different options. If you feel like you have less options heading in this direction and more options going in that direction, higher self is sending you that way, okay? Damn, another 15-minute video. All right, I'll let you guys off the hook. But check me out. TeresaValentino.com is, if you didn't already know. And my other blog, artanonymous.wordpress.com. Going to have a number of books coming out. Astrology, tarot, and basic higher self kind of stuff coming out on that title. I got 120 books to do, so God, I better get busy. And I need to make more cookies for Victoria. And I need to get my mind mapping and my goal setting done. So like, rate, comment, subscribe, share, all that kind of stuff. And if you are setting goals this year, let me know what they are. What do you think about goal setting? What do you think about this 10xing thing where you're just setting insane goals for yourself just because you can? What do you think? Let me know. Bye.